What's up, guys? Stas here. So yet again, another green day in the stock market today. S&P 500 up $11.42, up about 0.4%. The Dow Jones up $91, up about 0.4% as well, with the Nasdaq doing the best out of the bunch, up 0.45%, up about $43 on the day. And in this video, we're going to talk more about the markets, breaking down some technicals, and most importantly, I want to share with you guys what are the top stocks I'm looking to trade right now as we're kicking off this new month, fresh month of June in 2020. And two of these stocks, like you guys read in the title, are Tesla and Virgin Galactic, arguably two of the most attractive stocks right now in the markets, in my personal opinion, and I want to go over those in a couple of minutes here. So if you guys enjoyed this video, as always, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and feel free to check out all the free links linked down below in the description box if you want free stocks and if you want to be further connected with the Strive Smart community via the Discord chat and the Facebook groups. So let's just get right into it, guys. And again, let's start off by breaking down some technicals on the overall market. So today, the S&P 500, we can clearly see the bulls won. Again, we had a green day, up about 0.4%. And what are some levels we've been talking about on the S&P? Well, there's many levels, right? 2,900, 2,950 was a big one. But the most important one now is going to be $3,020. And why is this? We've talked about how this has been a major level of support for a while now. Or actually, it used to be an old resistance from back a year ago and a couple of, months ago, actually more than a couple months ago. Really, it was a resistance from back in July to about September. And from there, the markets ripped up all-time highs. And then, of course, we saw the massive drop. And ever since we broke that resistance, it became a support. So now we're seeing in the trend, 3020 has pulled down. Okay, great. It held as a support, high or low, uptrends looking like it's pushing up, right, on this hourly chart. And we had a green day today, meaning, okay, we're getting closer to the resistance, and once we break that, that's going to be the higher high that the bulls want. So overall, looking at all of these different points, the bulls are obviously in charge at this point when it comes down to the markets. And coming over these next couple of days, what am I personally looking for? I'm looking to see, A, if we break 3070, which was the high from last, Friday, right? And B, are we going to fill the gap up to 3100, 3120, which happens to be the next major resistance on this chart? And I think if we break 70, we should fill that gap, no problem, maybe even this week, guys, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking here on the S&P 500 based off what I'm personally seeing here on different time frames. And when it comes to the Dow Jones, guys, we've been talking about 24,600 and 25,008 to 900. This has been a 1,000, 1,200 point window that the Dow has been trading in. And clearly, based on the past couple of days, the Dow has seen resistance at that point. And until we break out of that level, right, we're going to see some consolidation, right? And we're already seeing it. We saw a bit of a pull down, some consolidation now. So watch out for the momentum spike if we break 25.8. If we break that, guys, watch out above. Dow could be going 26,000, heck, even 27,000 based off this resistance level that I just drew out. So for the Nasdaq, we all know big tech, Microsoft, the FANG stocks plus Microsoft, they pretty much make up 20-25% of the overall S&P 500, and of course, a lot of the Nasdaq as well. And we're seeing a very bullish move on the Nasdaq today, up 0.45%. Again, like we said earlier, it did the best out of the three major indexes. And what's the bullish move, you may ask? Well, look, it broke 96 Actually, no, it was 95.50. And 95.50 was a resistance back on the 26th of May as well as the 28th of May. And the fact that we broke out of that, and on the daily or the intraday chart, you guys can see we actually held it as a new support heading into the close. That's a very good sign for the bulls here. And what did I say last week? I said how the Nasdaq is the closest out of the bunch to all-time highs. And if we break 95.60, watch for that gap fill up to around 9,700, which is the all-time high level. And at this point, with what we're seeing, I think that's happening right before our eyes, right? And, to go along on the Nasdaq, and let's say for us to take advantage of this, potential gap of 1-2% here, we could end up trading TQQQ, which I talk a lot about on the channel, which is a leveraged ETF. It goes up whenever the Nasdaq is going up. So let's say the Nasdaq does make that 1-2% move. That could be, if you trade this TQQQ ETF, it could be a leveraged way to trade that, right? So you can get a gain of, let's say, 3 to 5 to 6%, if the Nasdaq makes that move. So keep that in mind for the Nasdaq. I really think maybe even this week, crazy to say this, guys, if you asked me 2 months ago, I would have smacked you and called you silly, but this week it seems like the Nasdaq could be making all-time highs, believe it or not, guys. It's a pretty crazy time we're living in here. The stock market is in complete utopia mode while the economy is still doing poorly, but that's what we're living in. That is reality. And of course, you have to cautiously invest around kind of what's going on here. And I hope what I've been talking about on the channel has been helping you guys. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor by any means, but I hope what I've been sharing has at least, guided you in a right direction when it comes down to, being cautious about your investments and just analyzing things and trades, of course, and so forth. So let me know down below in the comments, guys, what are your thoughts on the markets? I would love to know, where are we headed in the future? What stocks are you looking at? Let me know down below in the comments. And when it comes down to my trading today, guys, I didn't do much. I actually just rode my swing trades, which, if you guys have been following the channel, you know that I'm in GDX and Virgin Galactic, and both of those did very well today. GDX is a gold miners ETF. It was up 3%, up $1.06 today, and if you guys have been following the channel, you know I'm in the mid-34s. So I'm actually up now a nice amount on my swing position, and this is one that I'm holding. And I also have call options on on GDX as well. $40 call options that expire in September. So those also did well today. And I'm also in Virgin Galactic, which we'll get into here in a couple of minutes. It was up about 3% today, up 50 cents. It's a human space flight company, if you guys don't know. And pretty much it's doing well because, or it saw a big jolt today because of the SpaceX launch. And again, we'll get into that in a little bit. But overall, I'm bullish on Virgin Galactic. And I also have call options that expire in September, I believe, for this company as well. And that's kind of what I'm doing, guys. And I have my eyes peeled on a bunch of these stocks here that we're going to get into right now. So we might as well just start off with good old Tesla. And who's the mastermind behind SpaceX and Tesla? It's good old Elon Musk, right? That crazy guy, the innovative guy, the guy that everybody thought was crazy. And he has pulled off some crazy stuff, guys. Let's be honest with, PayPal, Tesla, SpaceX, the successful launch, and Tesla was up 7% today, roughly $63, and you could argue that this is because of the successful SpaceX launch. So just keep an eye on this particular stock here, guys. Again, up 8% today. And what have we been talking about? We've been talking about how $845 to about $850 has been a resistance on the stock. And we talked about how if it breaks that level, 880 could be filling with no problem. And what are we seeing right now? It did exactly that. And now we're actually cracking into the $900 level. We're about to break right out of it, guys. And who knows, at this point, we could be hitting $1,000 per share on this stock. And that's pretty outlandish if you guys ask me. Not an outlandish claim, but if you guys ask me, is Tesla going to hit $1,000 per share like last year, I would have been like, no, you're crazy. Maybe in 5-10 years, but not in the next year or two. But now we're seeing it. Now it's almost at $1,000 per share. And just watch out because, again, $880, $900, this has been a resistance to the point where, if we break, we might be going to $970 and again $1,000. So $970, guys, is the level that I'm watching right now. $950 to $970 for this stock to fill up to. And the next one, again, which I'm long on, is Virgin Galactic, ticker symbol SPCE. And this chart is telling me a lot of things. Overall, it seems like we're in a wedge. Ever since 42, we've been seeing some downwards momentum. We're also uptrending at the same time as we're seeing that downwards momentum. And if we zoom in a bit to the 20-day chart, and we're seeing some bullish momentum. We're obviously breaking out of moving averages on this hourly chart. We broke out of 1680, and we also broke out of 1780 and all the way up to $20 in the pre-market session today, guys. This is what I'm saying this is why I'm saying this is extremely bullish right now, because although we closed under 18, the gap up to 20, that opened up a massive range of about 12% that we could actually end up filling over these next couple of days. So for me, guys, overall, there is downwards pressure on Virgin, but if we're looking at some of the smaller time frames, that is where we're seeing a lot of the overall bullish momentum starting to pile up. And overall, I'm thinking if we break out, if we're taking a look at the macro trend here, if we break 21, that is where we'll see a lot of headwind in the stock back up to the mid-20s, 25, and then if we break 25, guys, watch out above. This could be going straight back to the 30s. So we're in a very interesting spot right now, Virgin Galactic, and this week should really be a big week when it comes down to picking direction for the overall stock, right? And just watch 1850, 19. If we break 19, guys, that fill to 21 could happen in a jiffy. Again, as we were at $20 this morning, pre-market, which is absolutely insane. So another stock that did very well is Zoom Video Communications, up 13%, guys, ticker symbol ZM. This stock was $130 about a month ago. Now it's up to $207 after market. It's going absolutely insane. So why is this rallying? Well, we do have earnings tomorrow. They are reporting earnings, and during this time period, Zoom has obviously been probably, I don't know if it is, but if I were to just guess, I'd say this company has benefited the most from this current crisis. It went from users of something like 10 million in December to 300 million in April or March or something like that, which is incredible user growth. And now it seems like people are piling into the stock before the earnings report. Do I personally trade like that? Nope. But I'm looking to get in potentially afterwards. If we get a dip, if we get some good guidance, a good earnings report, there could be a move to be made afterwards. And let's say these earnings disappoint. This could very well happen. This stock could drop like a brick. It could correct right back to the 170s, 180s, and that could also be a short opportunity on the drop. And then we could pick up shares on the potential overreaction to the earnings. So that's kind of how you can play this, because again, people are piling in. If it disappoints, play the drop, enter back in on the dip. That could be one way we can play this particular stock. And another one that's doing well is Beyond Meat, ticker symbol BYMD. We filled the whole gap today from 125 up to about 140. So for tomorrow, especially because actually it's more like 138. So for tomorrow, watch 138 to hold as a support. We could be making a move up to the mid 140s. That's kind of what I'm watching here. That's about a 5% window for Beyond Meat. So keep an eye on that. EA is another one. Ticker symbol EA, Electronic Arts. It seems like now the bulls are in charge again. We had that dip last week. I had to cut out of my position. But overall, it seems like the stock's holding above 120, old resistance as a new support. On the 5-day chart, you guys can notice we're making higher lows, higher highs. We're slowly, beginning the uptrend pattern, and that's looking good for me. Did I buy into it quite yet? No, but tomorrow could be the day, depending on if 122 holds and if we start making our way back up to the mid 120s. That's kind of what I'm looking at here for EA, but ultimately the pattern is looking strong, and my price target, if I were to put a price target on this thing for a month out, 2 months out, based on these technicals on the 3-year chart, we'll be able to see it. My price target's going to be $130, guys. I don't know if we'll get there in a month or two. Heck, even in the next 2 weeks. Who knows when we'll get there? But ultimately, we're going to get there, I think, and that's a move of about what? 5-6%. So watch EA. Another one which rhymes with EA is BA. BA is Boeing. This one is up 4% today, up $5.54. And I've been on the channel before saying I am bearish BA, but now the technicals are proving me wrong. I was saying I was bearish when it was in this downwards wedge, right? But we broke out. Now we're breaking out of 144, which was a resistance, which was good. We actually broke out of that last week, and the fact that we actually held 145 as a support today, rallied into the close, up again 4%, up above $150. That's very good in my eyes in the short term here for Boeing. Am I buying this long term now? No, I'm personally not. I actually cut out of my Boeing position in my M1 Finance portfolio because they cut their dividend. That being a dividend growth portfolio, that's a no-no, so I reallocated my capital into a stock that paid a dividend. But when we're looking at it from a trading perspective, this could be an opportunity in the short term from 145. Obviously, it's holding that. So from 150, maybe back up to the mid 150s, 160s. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here on Boeing, and this could be the top of the channel, maybe $180 as that was where it did recover to back towards the end of March from the $90 low, as you guys can see. So BA there is Boeing. Let me pull up my list here. Another Chinese stock, and again, a lot of these Chinese stocks are currently under pressure right now with what's going on between China and the U.S. and the potential delisting of many of these stocks, but it's not holding back NIO, up 7% today, up 28 cents. And this pretty much performed exactly as how we talked about in yesterday's video, right? We filled the gap up to 430. That was a resistance. Now we're struggling. Not struggling, but we're holding right under 450. So for me, guys, am I forcing a move in NIO at this point? No, I'm not looking to get in as a trade, but if we break 450, guys, now we're talking. Then we'd be talking because momentum could push the stock easily into the $5 range as it has done before multiple times after we've broken 450. But we've also gotten rejected before at 450, so watch for that. Don't jump the gun. Always wait for confirmation when it comes to trading anything like a smaller cap stock like NIO, guys, because it really could turn on you quick. And quite honestly, many stocks could turn on you quick, not just small cap companies. And another one that got pretty beaten down today is CGC, down 5%, down 90 cents. And it seems like now with the bad earnings report, today we got a lot of more downwards catalysts, such as analyst downgrades. it seems like CGC is becoming more of a short opportunity now than a long opportunity, but I'm not going short quite yet until we break this level. And quite honestly, if we hold this level, it could be a potential long opportunity in the short term, meaning maybe we see a bounce back to the $18 range due to all the selling we've been seeing, and quite honestly, it's a bit oversold. So watch $16. If we break, there could be a lot more downside, but if we hold, we might see a bit of a relief rally in CGC, quite honestly, guys, because it's been beaten down so much, down about 30-40% at this point from its peak. Maybe not 40, probably down more like 25 to about 30%. So watch CGC there heading into tomorrow. And you guys know I love the gold stocks ETFs and silver ETFs. So one of the big ones I'm watching, obviously GDX, I'm in that one, but SLV is another one. SLV is arguably overbought at this point. We can't really deny that, but we're also approaching a level of resistance at about 17 to about 17.15, which if we could break that, guys, there could be some potential up to the higher $18, 17.75, which could bring this SLV ETF up about 3 to 4%. And again, it's at this point we might pull down before we break $17. But that would be even better, because if we can get in at 16.30, ride it back up to 17, pop 17, and break up to 17.70, imagine a move from 16.30 up to 17.70. That's about an 8% move. So I'm definitely keeping SLV at the top of my swing trading watch list at this point, due to just in general, the precious metals have been doing very well. Silver's been doing a lot better than gold. If we're talking from the low to the high, this has gone from, actually, if we're just taking a look at silver /SI, it's gone from 11 up to about 19. That's almost a double up, while gold in the same period has gone from about 1,400 to about 1,700. So you guys can see silver's ripping a lot harder than gold at this point. So watch those ETFs. If you guys watch silver stocks, those are going to be pretty interesting as well. So overall, that's it for what I wanted to go over in this video. If you guys did enjoy the content, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and if you actually want 2 free stocks from Webull, link down below in the description box, you can actually get 2 stocks valued up to $1,400. All you have to do is deposit $100 into the account, and that's when you get those 2 free stocks. And again, you can also join the Discord chat Facebook group if you want to be further connected with the Strive Smart community. Everything is linked down below in the description box. So I'll catch you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. As always, good luck in the stock markets this week, guys. Don't do anything crazy. Always have that plan in place before you make a trade. Stay safe as always. Peace out.